So hi and welcome to this lesson on smart graphics. Now smart graphics or SmartArt was first implemented in Excel 2007. Since then it has gone through many modifications and improvements. Now once again I'm using Excel 365, so I'll probably have more functionality than the older versions. So if I go here into insert and if I look here under this group right here, illustrations, I will see SmartArt. If I click it, I get a whole bunch of graphics here. Now here I have list, process, cycle, hierarchy, relationships, matrix, and so on. So I'm going to go with list. Now what exactly does list do? Well, if I click this one right here, block list, I get this information right here. If I click this one right here, this honeycomb or this hexagon, I can get this sort of graphic representation of what it does. Let me just click right here and click OK. Now when I do that, this is what comes up. So here I have a resizable rectangle and it has 5 little smaller rectangles with the word text in it. And I have here this adjacent text pane. Now I'm going to just put the mouse right here over one of the lines until I get the 4 bidirectional arrows. I'm going to left click and just drag this over here. Now here, if I look here, I have text, and so on. So if I click here and let's say type something, I'm going to say type in manager. As you can see, the word manager appears here. Now I'm going to go here and I'm going to press my tab. And when I press my tab, as you can see what happens, the bullet shifts over to the right. Now that it's shifted over to the right, I can type something else and it'll be subsumed under manager. So I'm going to type in Brad. And now I'm going to press enter. I'm going to type in, let's say, Raj, and press enter. And I'll type in someone else's name. I'll say Cindy and press enter. And that's what I get. Now if I go here, I can type in another category. I'll say accountants. Let's say accountants. And once again, if I want to subsume some category under accountants, I can just press the tab. Now if I don't want to do that, I can also press shift and tab, and that's going to move the bullet point back. So when you're working with the text pane here, the 3 primary keys that you'll use are enter, tab, and shift tab. So now let's say, what if let's say I want to just copy some names like this. So I have, let's say, manager here, I have subordinate here. As you can see, my pane just went away. Now if I click in here, I can bring it back. Now when I click here, I have this tab right here, SmartArt Design. If I click it, I have all these different options here. If I remove this pane, I can go back into SmartArt Design and I can go right here to text pane and that'll bring it back. I also have all these different options here. If I cycle through them, as you can see, I have different effects. I can get a sort of beveled 3D effect here and here, and I can get sort of this brick scene here. If I put my mouse here over the arrow where it says more, I can get these options here as well. So they're pretty colorful options. And once again, this is Excel 365. You may not have this option in the previous versions. Let's leave it like this actually. Now here, I can also change colors. So if I hover the mouse here, the screen tip tells me I can change the color variations. If I click this, I can just cycle through these different options right here. And let's leave it here. And here I can cycle through the different list options. So let me just leave it as it is. Now, unfortunately, you cannot make these dynamic. You can do this though. You can go into Smart Design and you can click here, convert to shape. If I convert this to a shape, this is what's going to happen. I can click one of these text boxes and I can click and I can connect that to a cell. So let me click in here, press my escape key to get rid of the marching ants. I'm going to click here and then I'm going to go here into my formula bar. I'm going to type in equals and I'm going to click this cell right here and press enter. And when I press enter, her name comes there. Now as you can see, I don't have the matching format. So what it's going to do is it's going to match the formatting with the source. Okay, so now here, I'm going to create a hierarchy here. The manager is Mike, Rick, Saeed, Tom, and Lance, and Ahmed, Gail, Greg, Jill, and Dan are subordinates of the managers. So I want to create a hierarchy here. using these smart objects. So I'm going to go into Insert and go here into SmartArt, and I'm going to go here to Hierarchy, and I'm going to click right here and double click it, and I'm going to move right over here. So I'm going to put the mouse over the border line right here, and until I get the four bidirectional arrows, and left click and just drag. Now I'm going to take all this information here, Control C, highlight it, Control C, go back here, click anywhere here in one of the text boxes. Now I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to press Control and V, and let me just delete this stuff here and delete that. All right, so now I have all of their names here, and in order for this to work, you have to actually prearrange the order here. So now that I've done that, I can just go and use my tab. So I'm going to click Ahmed and press the tab. I'm going to put the mouse right here, the insertion point for Gail, click tab there. Do so for Greg, for Jill, and for Dan. And this is what I get here. Now let's say I want to put Mike as the head honcho, so he's going to be the president. So Mike is the president, Ahmed is the vice president, and everyone else is going to be under them. So I'm going to just highlight all these people here and press the tab. And let me press the tab one more time. And this is what I get here. So just bear this in mind. When you're working, when you want to create a hierarchy, you have to do the preparation here in the range of values. And then when you copy them in, it's just a matter of using the tab. Okay, so that's it for this lesson here.